Good morning, class. Did you read the materials that I gave you yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready for your online recitation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
A few moments later.
Thank you, Miss Valencia. And for you, Miss Bugarin, can you please turn on your camera and your microphone? For your question, what is the importance of communication?
Communication is
Again, Miss Bugarin? Miss Bugarin, because...
As I was saying, communication is
I know her.
Could you please shut your mouth up?
What did you say, Miss Bugarin?
Mom, I'm sorry, I didn't.
We'll talk later, Miss Bugarin. So, class, let's just continue our discussion tomorrow. All of you can leave this meet except for you, Miss Bugarin. Hello, everyone. I am Teacher Janelle, your discussant for today's episode. For this episode, we'll talk about the nature and process of communication. What is communication? What are its elements? And how does the process of communication work? Let's figure them out all together. Are you ready? Let's get the ball rolling! On the video clip that you have watched, do you think they have an effective communication? What do you think is the reason why they didn't understand each other? And to have an effective communication, what are the processes that they should follow? For us to know the answer to these questions, let us define first what is communication. Communication is a process of sharing and conveying messages or information from one person to another within and across the context, culture, media, and channels. There is a wide variety of contexts and situations in which communication can be manifested. It can be face-to-face interaction, a group discussion, a meeting or interview, a class recitation, and many others. Based on the video clip that you have seen, what kind of situation and communication did you observe? That's right, it's an online class recitation. Communication exists in all kinds of situations, and a communication process will not be deemed successful without its basic elements. So these are the elements of communication. We have the speaker, receiver, message, channel, and feedback. Let us define first the meaning of speaker. The speaker, or also known as the sender, is the source of information, message, idea, or emotion. Based on the video, who do you think is the sender or speaker? Correct! It's the teacher. On the other hand, the receiver is the recipient of the message, or someone who decodes the message. It could also be you or the one you are talking to. In our current state, you are the receiver and I am the sender. The third element of communication is the message. It contains the information, ideas, or thoughts of the speaker through words or actions. It is basically what the sender wants to say to the receiver. Next is the channel. The channel is the medium or the means, such as personal or non-personal, verbal or non-verbal, in which the encoded message is conveyed. The last element of communication is the feedback. This refers to the responses, reactions, or information provided by the receiver. This is the responses of the audience you are talking to. In order to have an effective communication, it is very important to know and fully understand how communication process works. So here are the 7 steps of communication process. The message can be delivered through speaking, writing, letters, television, or radio. These are just few examples of the different channels that we can use to deliver our message. As you can see, without the sender, the process of communication will not begin. First, the speaker generates an idea, and after that, the speaker encodes an idea or converts the idea into words or actions. The process starts when the speaker encodes through a channel. Once encoding is done, the message is now ready to be transmitted to the receiver. The speaker transmits or sends out a message, and the receiver gets the message or information. After that, the receiver decodes or interprets the message based on the context. When decoding has been achieved, The feedback will now be given by the receiver to the sender, and the cycle goes on. We have finally discussed the meaning of communication, its elements, and how communication process works. I hope I answered all your questions in mind and the things you need to know about communication. Once again, I am Teacher Janelle, reminding you that a good relationship starts with a good communication.